Boy, it's 9:27. I came on a little earlier. I'm not going to begin our meditation until 9:30 because some people tune in at 9:30 to meditate. We're going to do an interesting meditation this morning. You know what? I'm going to turn on these lights over here. I think it looks better. Just give me a second. I think that's better. Good. Yeah, we're going to do a meditation that involves something rather pleasurable, and that is eating chocolate. I told you about it yesterday. I suggested that you bring some chocolate along with you today. And if you forgot, maybe you have something else rather interesting to taste, to put into your mouth, to enjoy just the flavor, not to eat, but to savor. We're going to do a little savoring today. Chocolate happens to be wonderful because it has so many nuances. Good chocolate, is like a wine, isn't it? It has many aspects to it, many aspects to its flavor. And that's why I suggest you if you want to do this meditation after, you might learn it just this morning and maybe later on today when you are at the supermarket and you see some chocolate, you might go, oh, I remember that meditation that the rabbi was talking about this morning, and you might try it later. So anything that's savory, anything that you can hold in your mouth for a while would be wonderful. Maybe a candy, but I highly recommend chocolate. Well, it's 9:30, so let us begin. Excellent. Okay. So this week I've been talking about coming to your senses. Getting out of your head a little bit and coming into your senses. We have so many extraneous thoughts that come in and out of our minds that distract us from what is actually transpiring in our environment. We live so much of the time in our heads and not in the real world. We worry about the past. We worry about the future, and sometimes we forget to be living our lives in the present. So, I know it's not a bad thing to think about the past occasionally, absolutely. But you do that when you want to, not it shouldn't be thrust upon you. A thought comes in to your mind. You have an external stimulus that reminds you, as you're driving your car, and reminds you of something of the past. Maybe it is a building that reminds you of a place in your neighborhood where you grew up, and all of a sudden your mind is back many years ago when you were a child, instead of experiencing all that there is to experience in driving the car, seeing new sights. And sometimes we fret over things that haven't happened yet. And we worry. We worry about things over which we have no control. Obviously, you have to think about the future and make some plans, but you do that intentionally. You do that using your own focus and deciding at a given time that you are going to think about something in the future. We waste so many of our hours, so many of our days with extraneous emotions. Emotions that, especially negative emotions, that wash over us for no particular reason. We have, during the course of the day, it might be in reaction to something physical going on in our bodies. It may be in reaction to one of those superfluous thoughts that come into our minds. It might be just, who knows, but emotions come and go. And a little bit of anxiety, and we don't know where it comes from. A little bit of depression, a little bit of fear, and we're not sure why. A little anger even, and we're not even sure where it came from. And it takes us away from experiencing what we're experiencing now. Now, I'm not saying that there's never a time to be angry or sad or anxious, certainly, but we ought to decide whether it is appropriate at a given time to have such emotions. So many of our emotions are just fleeting, and they have no particular reason whatsoever. And, it's kind of a waste of time to be too involved with them. So, what we try to do is what we try to do is be involved in those thoughts that are productive, and to be attached to those feelings that are appropriate and productive. But for the most part, to stay engaged in life as it's unfolding, to experience what our lives are really about in any given moment. So, this is what we're going to do today. I told you about the chocolate meditation. So this is what it is. This is the chocolate that I've decided to enjoy today in this meditation. It's Ghirardelli's. Ghirardelli's Intense Dark, 70% cacao, 72% cacao. They have 82% and 92%, but there's actually a little too much caffeine in the darker chocolate. This is pretty dark. A few years ago, I visited the Ghirardelli factory in San Francisco. It's a beautiful thing to do. So I hope you have some chocolate with you. Now, so choose, if you don't, try this chocolate meditation sometime in the future. Get something that is flavorsome. Get a good chocolate. It could be organic or fair trade, whatever you choose. It doesn't matter. It could be Hershey's. That's fine too. The important thing is to choose a type you wouldn't normally eat, or that you consume only rarely. Okay, so you open the packet and you notice just what it feels like to be opening the packet. There's a certain sensuality in just opening the packet. And then you open it. I need to unwrap this aluminum or tin foil, whatever it is. Oh, open the packet, inhale the aroma. Just for a moment before you do anything else, just allow the fragrance, the redolence of that chocolate to sweep over you. And now, carefully break off a piece and just feel how that is. Oh, the sound of it, the sound of breaking off a piece of the chocolate. And before you pop it in your mouth, look at it. You know, so often we eat and we don't even look at our food. When we're having a dessert, sometimes we don't take note of the visual aspect of enjoying something that we are eating. So let your eyes drink in everything that you see, examining every nook and cranny. Feel the chocolate in your hand and in your fingers. It might even be responding to the warmth in your fingers. It might start melting a little bit. Pop it in your mouth. See if it's possible to hold it on your tongue and to let it melt. Noticing any tendency to suck at it or to chew it, just let it melt in your mouth. You know, chocolate has over 300 flavors. Sometimes it tastes a little citrusy. Sometimes it has hints of fruit, coffee. And as you bring it up to your mouth, just notice what's happening in your mouth. Notice if you're beginning to salivate a little bit. Notice just the smell of, and the expectation of bringing the chocolate into your mouth. It's already opened up and started a cascade of sensations. If you notice your mind wandering when you do this, simply notice where it went, then gently escort it back to the chocolate. After the chocolate is completely melted, swallow it very slowly and deliberately. Let it trickle down your throat. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it in my mouth. You may have already put it in your mouth. That's fine. I'm going to ring the bell. And as the sound fades into the cosmos, you become aware of the chocolate in your mouth, on your tongue. Notice the little differences in flavor. Don't eat the chocolate, savor the chocolate. Bring all of your attention your focus to savoring and enjoying this moment. The sensation on your tongue. Your taste buds toward the front of your mouth, pick up certain flavors and textures that are different from the flavors and textures that the taste buds toward the other end of your mouth, toward the throat, pick up. Take note. Take note of the texture of the chocolate. Some chocolate is a little gritty. Some chocolate is very, very smooth. Some chocolate is dark. Milk chocolate tends to be lighter. If your chocolate has totally melted, feel free to take more. And notice the chocolate as it trickles down your throat. As it enters your stomach. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the experience of savoring this chocolate. The chocolate might awaken in you memories or emotions. Acknowledge them, those thoughts, those memories, those emotions, and then let them go. And come back to this moment that you've never experienced before. This moment in which you're tasting chocolate almost for the first time. Often when we eat chocolate, we eat it too quickly. And we miss the totality of the experience. What sensations are you experiencing in your body right now? How has this chocolate affected your body, your energy, your awareness, your wakefulness, your mood? Your focus? Take a couple of deep breaths. Open your eyes. Adjust to the light. Can you still taste the chocolate in your mouth? Even if you forgot to pick up some chocolate like I suggested that you do yesterday, you can do it later on today. Or you could do this with any food that you are eating. It could be a bagel and a little cream cheese. It could be a hot cup of coffee or an omelet. You know, once in a while, just eat slowly. And notice the whole sensuous experience of eating. Picking up the cutlery. I think that it's important that food look good. I like to arrange it on my plate. I like cooking, so I like to, even if it's just for me, I'd like to put a little garnish, a little parsley or something on the plate, and I look at it. I don't do this all the time. There are times when I'm busy and I just gobble down the food, but it is so wonderful to take some time and enjoy it. To say a bracha, to say the motzi before you eat. I think the purpose, one of the purposes of the motzi is to awaken us to all of the, the beautiful possibilities and the miraculous experience of eating, to experience eating on a much deeper level, not just physical, not just psychological, but spiritually. Okay, so Boker Tov, Boker Or. I hope you will savor life as much as you can and make every moment count. It is Erev Shabbat, 7:30. We have services tonight. The cantor and I are we're going to transform this table into our Shabbos Tish. That is our Sabbath table. And we invite you to come and to sing with us and to pray with us. And I'll have a little message about our Torah portion. So take care. Smile. Remember to smile. It's as easy to smile as it is to frown. And bring a smile to the face of at least one other person that you encounter on your journey today. Shabbat Shalom.